Army Staff Sergeant Edward Warwick served 2 tours in Iraq before returning stateside to work as a recruiter. Just 9 months into his new assignment, he came across a recruit with a troubled past. Our investigation into what happened next prompted the Army to launch its own investigation. Now, Staff Sergeant Warwick is finished with recruiting forever.
She was pregnant, she lost her baby, she went into heavy depression. So we ended up breaking up, and that made it even worse. She got into heavy drinking.
This man is talking about his former fiance. He says her drinking became so bad, she was deemed a threat to herself and others and committed to this New Bedford facility for 30 days. But that didn't stop a visitor from the Army from seeing her.
But I was very surprised that a recruiter actually went in there, signed, and sat down with her in this facility.
They not only met, but continued meeting after she was released. Here, Staff Sergeant Edward Warwick is arriving at her house. After a quick smoke, they're headed out together, off to take a fitness test. Her former fiancé says she had not only started drinking again, but at the recruiter's request, had stopped taking 2 powerful antidepressants, Paxil and Trazodone.
She said she couldn't take those because the recruiter had asked her not to so she could pass the urine test.
Do you think the recruiter put her at risk by telling her not to take her medication?
Oh, absolutely, because he risked her life. And that's why I'm upset.
We caught up with Staff Sergeant Warwick and tried to get his side of the story.
I want to talk to you about your recruiting practices. Do you think it's appropriate to recruit people who've been committed?
Sir, I'm not going to be answering any questions at this time, thank you.
Do you tell people to stop taking their medication so they'll pass a drug test? Is the Army really that desperate for people to join?
After we began asking questions, the Army launched its own investigation. 4 months later, it was over. Lieutenant Colonel Patrick Mackin is the commanding officer of the New England Recruiting Battalion.
Was this recruiter out of line?
Yes. We conducted a pretty thorough investigation after it was brought to our attention, and in fact, he was wrong.
What do you believe the recruiter did wrong in this situation?
There were medical issues that this particular applicant had that he omitted from her official record. And we believe he knew full well of these specific medical issues, did not reveal them, and enlisted this applicant into the Army.
Is there a lot of pressure to get new recruits?
To say there's a lot of pressure isn't. We're expected to accomplish our mission. I'm given a task, and I'm expected to accomplish what I've been asked to do.
There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in.
Sergeant First Class Lovey Benton has been a recruiter for 4 years.
Any alcohol-related treatment or counseling for alcoholism? No. Okay.
The recruit she's sitting with today is a top prospect for Officer Candidate School.
Sign here.
Not every recruit is so ideal, but Sergeant First Class Benton says it should be an easy call to make, whether a candidate is qualified or not.
There really is no gray area. It's either they are or they are not. I've never felt pressure to put somebody in who is less than qualified to enlist in the Army. I haven't.
But her commanding officer says the case of Staff Sergeant Warwick shows not every recruiter may see things so clearly.
Does that make you wonder if there are other incidents you don't know about?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And until there's an indicator out there that gives us reason to suspect, then my assumption is my recruiters are doing the right thing.
For not doing the right thing, Staff Sergeant Warwick was disciplined, but the Army won't say how. The Army does say he's finished with recruiting for good and is awaiting reassignment. As for the recruit, the Army let her stay in the service and tells us she's soon shipping off to South Korea. This story started with a tip. If you have an idea for an investigation, give us a call. 1-800-TV-FOX-25. I'm Mike Beaudet for Fox Undercover.